This movie tells a story about Fran, who's socially awkward and really introvert. Fran lives a life of mundane repetition, following the same routines in her office, while her co-workers are a little more outgoing. She's so quiet that one senses she often goes entire days without uttering a word. She spends most of her day staring into space and fantasizing about her own death. The movie has its charms and will connect with others who feel isolated and alone, even when in a crowd of friendly faces. Unfortunately, the movie doesn't elaborate on whatever emotion is stirring behind her eyes, though she does at times depict her daydreams, presenting them as images more than complete thoughts. These scenes are unexpected and surreal. Fran doesn't seem suicidal, but she is not particularly engaged in life either. This approach leaves Fran's character ambiguous and unfocused, as it doesn't commit to a theme. There's very little urgency to anything going on, and we get very little insight into Fran, which can be frustrating. Even clocking at just 90 minutes or so, the film does test one's patience. Fran's personality is so understated, as the character can be painfully passive at times. It strains believability, as it strains to find someone of Daisy Ridley's stature drawn to such a self-effacing role. The character's unpleasantness is supposed to indicate some sort of soulfulness and yearning for a life beyond her office environment, which is depicted with the thoughtless inauthenticity. However, if the movie does not offer a strong perspective, it won't help viewers outside of those conditions to relate. The film is not interested in qualifying her behavior, it just presents it, but not especially profound. During Fran and Robert's relationship, the film shows that even the mild interactions can become fraught. However, it stops short of exploring what actually does provoke her terse responses, and its true real-life emotional and mental issues do not manifest in necessarily cinematic ways. The rest of the film doesn't really hold up around her character. There's just not enough to hold on to, and the movie too often seems content to repeat images and ideas without building any sort of momentum. This lacking in momentum doesn't make it narratively satisfying. Eventually, our mind starts to wander as much as the main character does at work. Ultimately, the resolution is too simple and unsatisfying and comes out of nowhere. Overall, it's not worth to watch this in theaters. Just wait on your streaming service.